Hello and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports, and Ireland have just beaten Wales by a bonus point over in Dublin in a game which maybe the score doesn't quite reflect the game. I thought that, obviously late try and tight bird, giving Ireland that bonus point, but it was a game where I thought Wales progressed really well throughout the game, and I think has shown that they're going to be a good side, and they actually maybe are a good side at the moment. For a lot of the game, they were in it and had a really good second half. I thought the first half they just couldn't really get anything to happen. Second half, maybe again, just not being clinical enough, but were camped out in the 22, had opportunities, had they taken it, could have been an exciting game. But the I always say the benchmark or the telling sign of a good side is a side that maybe is slightly underperforming or maybe slightly off their best and can still get a result. So for Ireland to be able to still get that bonus point, despite maybe not being at their best for the entire game, shows you the class in this Irish side. Now, before we break the game down, please do smash the like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. To the sort of start for Ireland, an early penalty from Jack Crowley got them going in the 6th minute, but they struggled to score points. A very nice maul defense early on by Wales, some nice tackles, and eventually a rolling maul from Ireland, which got Dan Sheehan over in the 20th minute. Jack Crowley adding the extras before relentless pressure eventually led to James Lowe finding a bit of space on the outside, and he going over in the 31st minute at half time, 17 points to 0. And it was a half where I felt that Wales defended pretty well for periods, but just the relentless pressure meant I think they struggled, I think they were a bit tired, and you can't defend for 40 minutes. You know, they had no real exit, they had no sort of reprieve really, and Ireland just sort of kept hammering away. Not that they were particularly fluid with Ireland, also really struggled when it comes to the lineouts early on in that game, but they kind of just hammered away at Wales until eventually the Welsh defence was breached. But Wales started really well in the second half, and they got a penalty try in the 42nd minute, but they didn't really manage to make that 1-man advantage count. They had a lot of opportunity to. It was ridiculous. It was about an 8-minute passage of play, which was, you don't often see that in international rugby whilst Ty Burn was off. But since when he then came back on, Frawley, they went over in the 66th minute. They actually had a disallowed try earlier for that, which kind of kept Wales in the game. 17 points to 7 for a long time, before eventually that try was a bit of a sucker punch. Crowley adding the extras, James Ryan getting a late yellow card, but still Ireland managing to keep Wales out before Ty Burn slipped the tackle of Daft Jenkins in the 80th minute to go over for the bonus point, and Crowley adding the extras. So final score, 31 points to 7. If we look at the stats, it tells you an interesting story. So 4 tries to 1, 1 penalty goal. Look at the carries, 147 to 124. So it shows that Wales really grew into the game. I'd love to see the first half versus second half stats there. Territory 49-51. Possession 44-56 in favour of Ireland, but I mean they once they were 75%, I think, after about 20 minutes. So as I said, Wales really grow into the game. The scrums, Ireland's scrum was very dominant. A lot of penalties there, but the line not great from either side. 86% for Ireland, 83% for Wales, so issues at that line for both times. Post-contact meters, Ireland much better, 420 meters, 11 line breaks. So a couple of good scramble defence moments from Wales, but a couple of line breaks which will worry Warren Gafton a little bit. If you look at penalties conceded in the first half, Wales conceded, I think, about 10 penalties, 12 overall. 13 penalties conceded by Ireland, majority of those in the second half, including 2 yellow cards. So discipline did become an issue for Ireland. But the biggest thing I think for Ireland was that their defence was immense. 191 tackles made, 15 tackles missed, so 93% tackle completion. Very, very solid. If you look at some individual efforts, Bundy Aki walked away with the man of the match. He had the top carries with 10. I think if we look at line breaks, James Lowe with 3, Bundy Aki with 2 though. If we look at meters carried, for example, Cameron Winnett was very, very good, 107, James Lowe 84, but Bundy Aki there 39, that's 7th. But a lot of the Ireland players there, and not a lot of Welsh players involved in that stat, which I think shows you it was quite telling really where some of the issues were. If you look at defenders beaten though, Kieran Frawley and Rio Dyer both 6 apiece. Defensively though, your big tackles were Tommy Raffel with 23, Caelan Doris with 21, Daft Jenkins with 20, Rio Dyer with 20. Very interesting to see a wing making so many tackles. Sam Costello and Nick Tompkins as well up there at 19 and 18. So they had a lot to do in that sort of centre channel as well. If we look at dominant tackles, for example, Adam Beard with 3, Jack Crowley with 2, and turnovers, for example, Daft Jenkins just the 1 turnover across the entire game. at ruck time. But yeah, I said I think they grew into the game. Did Ireland and I think did Wales, and I think that again I think there's a lot of positives out of that. Because Ireland are one of the best teams in the world, and they competed with them for the majority of it. So unfortunately, close but no cigar. But definitely an improvement for Ireland. Maybe not their best performance, but I think it shows you that they've got that grind and they can grind out results. I think the defensive part will be a very big boost. I think they'll look at that and say we were under a lot of pressure, but we didn't concede a lot of points. Let me know what you're thinking about the game down in the comments below. Please do smash the like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steve. I'll chat to you soon.